Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Parlay Revival. So we have just finished a 10-week yard period fixing a bad case of blisters on our hull, but are finally ready to set sail from Malaysia to Thailand on our hurricane-damaged Lagoon 450. But before we can fill up with fuel for our big trip, we have to make sure that the inspection hatches that we cut into the fuel tanks are going to seal properly, and I know that this can be a pretty tricky task when dealing with thin aluminium fuel tanks. Okay, we are about to pressure test the tank. So we've got a fiber washer and a bolt coming up from the bottom that we've tapped into the tank, and then we've got a nitrile rubber gasket, and we've got the plate that we made, and then we've got a nylon washer just to separate the stainless steel from the aluminium, and then we've got our nut. We've got 38 of them. We have just hooked up a hose to the return line for the fuel that we're going to pump just with a little bike pump, and we've got a pressure gauge attached to the spare pickup point. If we just close that valve there, technically the tank should be airtight. Okay, let's start pumping. Open the valve. Okay, it's pressurizing. Going up for sure. Okay, that's 1 psi. Let's close that. Spray away, Chos.
I'm not seeing anything obvious. Kind of hurt because there's just too many bubbles coming out.
All the little bubbles are popping. That's what we want. So we proceeded to check all of the fittings in case there were any tiny leaks, but the tank was holding pressure perfectly, so I think we absolutely nailed it. And we did it. First pop. What do you think, Joe? You never doubted us, did you?
Not bullshit, Joe. You're the only one I've seen get it right the first try.
Nice. See, we just got some more soap, and she's airtight. Pretty happy with that. We've checked the other side now because we've done exactly the same thing there. Beautiful. Nice one, chaps. Yes. Yes. So we went over and tested our port side tank, which is the one that had the really bad diesel bug in it and is severely corroded on the bottom side. We wanted to know that it was sealing properly and that our design for the tank lids was truly successful and wasn't just a fluke on the other side. It's 2 from 2, baby! No leaks. On that gauge there, the outside red numbers is PSI and it's holding 1 PSI. The inside numbers are kilograms per centimeter squared. So it's holding. Also confirms that there's no holes, like pinholes, that have gone all the way through. So this tank would still get a little bit more life out of this if we had to, but I think we're going to leave it empty until we put a new bottom on it. Hopefully fuel prices aren't too high by then. So Jamie's just gone to collect a 25 horsepower, 65 kilo outboard engine from a friend of a friend that we have to deliver to Phuket. So we're going to leave in a few hours and say goodbye to Reebac Marina and slowly make our way up towards Phuket. We've got a new crew member, Christy. We met her here in the marina. She was on another boat for a little while and she's going to hitch a ride up to Phuket with us. Chosen's probably going to leave shortly after we arrive, and then back into work mode. Got a lot of jobs to do still. We didn't really do anything except the blisters here. So we've got to fix the slipping sail drive, put a bottom on this tank, and probably a repair on the other tank, upgrade lithium, upgrade solar, which means upgrading the solar arch. We have to reinforce our davit because we're getting a bigger dinghy. It's a big list. You will be entertained if you like boat projects. Cool. Stoked.
Okay, so we're here on Ralph's boat.
Yeah.
We got to take, what is it? Engine 4-stroke.
4-stroke, 25 horse.
24 horsepower to Phuket. And where have you bought it from?
I took it on board in Kota Kinabalu after the motor was submerged or lost in the ocean after it fell off the dinghy. And some people found it. Yamaha brought it back to life, and on a stormy, rainy night, I was going past Kota Kinabalu and got the message from the captain of that boat, Nick. So I turned to east, and in the morning I landed in Kota Kinabalu and took the engine on board.
And now it's right at the bottom of the locker here, and we've got to get it out. We're on the hard stand, then we've got to get it to Parlay, which is the furthest boat docked. Let's see how we go.
Luckily, one of the Reebac Marina workers happened to be cruising past on a forklift, so the majority of the heavy lifting was done, but they still had to get it onto the boat. I'm always the first to put my hand up for opportunities like this to help out a fellow sailor, because I like to hope that others would do the same for me. It was big and bulky and was going to be taking up space on board for a couple of weeks, but a sailor can always use a little bit of good karma.
We got the engine. Got out, come out easy. Just with the Halliard, just slowly.
Big Ralph!
Hey, we made it. What a trip.
So it had already done around 1,500 miles with Ralph, who we actually buddy boated with through Papua New Guinea. So this beloved engine only had about 120 miles to go to return to its rightful owner.
Okay, so for the last 8 years, we've been Delaware flagged in the US. But we got an email at the end of last year saying you had to spend X amount of days or months in the US to stay with Delaware flag, which is impossible for us to do at the moment. So they booted us out. That was luckily right after we arrived here. And then conveniently, Langkawi is one of the easiest places in the world to register your boat. So it took about 2 weeks. It was about $1,000 US. And we're now a Langkawi registered boat. And there are no negative repercussions of doing that. We can sail all around the world. We don't have to keep coming back and doing surveys or anything like that. It's quite relaxed and lenient, and so far I would highly recommend it if you're looking for somewhere to register your boat. The other options were Poland and Bimini, two other very relaxed places to register, but yeah, so far I can't complain one bit. And I just went to the office and picked it up, so very lucky, very convenient. And there were two things apart from all the paperwork. We have to display Langkawi on the back of the boat and get a nameplate made with our registration number, and that's it. We are now a Malaysian flagged vessel.
Finally splashed, got the boat in the water. Been a great trip so far. I won't lie, it's been brutally hot. But I got a chance to cross the Pacific. I sailed partly around New Zealand. I sailed from Philippines down to Lombok, so it was fair, only fair that I came and tried to help them out a little bit with a little bit of work.
And what was it like getting to celebrate your birthday on Parlay for the second time?
For the second time, yeah. I don't celebrate birthdays normally, but you have no choice on Parlay. We just finished off the rest of the cheesecake, which they got made for me. And a little parting gift from the crew of Parlay, my sanding block. Is that upside down?
Might be.
Signed by everybody.
And what's the significance of that sanding block?
I hated it. But I used it for a fair amount of time.
Well, you looking forward to the next leg of the journey?
Yeah. But I'm gonna miss Reebac, as well. So.
Well, let's go to Thailand, Joes.
All right.
We're leaving in 5 minutes. We've left this as the very, very last thing that we do. But this aircon has been a blessing.
I don't want it to leave.
If you come to the tropics and you're stuck in a marina, get an aircon. Alright, it's got to happen.
No.
Oh, it's pissing water. And we'll give this to Wak and Ocho. These guys have been working their asses off. And we can't forget about Azim. He was the original worker that started with us and broke his shoulder. What was that bone
Scapula.
called? Scapula. If you come to Reebac, get Yacht Supply Malaysia to do any work on your bottom or fiberglassing or gel coating. They're awesome. But ask for Azim, Wak or Ocho. They're the 80. There's 2 t-shirts. 2 knives.
Thank you.
For fishing.
Thank you.
Yeah, one for you, one for Uchu.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you guys so much. Very, very hard workers.
Derek, we got an all black shirt for you.
Right, yeah. I'll burn that thing tonight, won't it? That's it.
Derek, it's been
Nice
a pleasure.
meeting you, yeah. We'll keep in touch. We've got your number.
I've got yours.
Thanks for everything, man.
But yeah, most
honestly.
probably, I mean, you're going to be around in this area. You don't know, you know. You hop along now, so you're going to go surfing anymore. So,
I'll be close by.
yeah. Hey, have a good one.
Thanks for everything.
See you, bye-bye. Alright, let's get out of here.
Don't you just hate goodbyes? Honestly, one of the worst parts of doing a circumnavigation is having to say goodbye to all the cool people you meet along the way. 10 weeks of our lives we've spent living here, and I can completely understand why they call this place Hotel California. Because you can check out any time you like, but you may never leave. And it's legends like this man that make that statement true.
Bye, Derek.
But we still had a couple of things to do before leaving the country. We had to get fuel, some more cheap beer, check out of Malaysia, and most importantly, pick up our dogs who had been living the villa life for the last couple of months. So we tied up at Telaga Marina for a night to start ticking off the to-do list.
Little rusty, eh?
This is Telaga Marina, and we're gonna fill up starboard tank with fuel. So we'll take another like 300 liters. But I was feeling a little bit sad for leaving Reebac. It's a pretty special place. That is confirmation that it's the people that make a place. Because it's a little bit tricky, it's an island, you gotta catch a ferry to get out there. They don't have all of the services like you have up in Phuket. But it's just an incredible place to be based for a while. And again, it's because of the people. In particular, Derek, the marina manager, he's just got such a chilled, calm demeanor about him. He's just so friendly and helpful that it all stems down from him. And the workers are amazing, the people who work behind the bar, where we spent a lot of time. It was just a really fun experience, despite the horrible work that we had to do fixing the blisters. So I can highly recommend that place if you're anywhere in the vicinity. We came from Indonesia to go there, so I'm so glad we went there. And then for the work that we had done, the guys from Yacht Supply Malaysia, YSM, they were incredible. They turn up in the morning, pick a grinder up and just grind right through to lunchtime. They have half-hour lunch and then they get back to grinding all afternoon. It's pretty incredible how hard they work, and they did a really good job. So it was fun working with them. So my review of Reebac Island Marina and Yacht Supply Malaysia is A+. Would do it again.
Not the blisters.
Would not recommend getting blisters. One thing that was a little tricky with Reebac was they've banned dogs. So we did have to rent Jeff's villa, and they've been living there with Aziza for the last couple of months. But today, they're coming back on the boat and I'm so excited. Oh, and lastly, we have to give a huge thank you to Total Boat. They sent us 2 pallets worth of stuff to get us through this ordeal, and it turned out to be not enough stuff. That's how bad the blisters were, but it was a huge help having the quality of materials that they have, but also the right materials, because some of that stuff we couldn't get here in Langkawi. Also, I've moved to a moon boot today. So I've been in splints and have had no load allowed to be put on my Achilles tendon. But now I'm in a moon boot and I'm allowed to just put sort of 40 to 50% load on it, which has made my life a little bit easier actually. So I got up here without my crutches. I'm just sort of hopping a little bit, but putting a little bit of load on like that. And the more I do that, the quicker it's going to heal. So they're encouraging me to start moving around and putting some weight on it and doing these exercises and rehabilitating this back to its former glory, just like Parlay.
Later that night, we finally got the boys back on board, and man were they happy to be home. We rescued Lindor when he was only 1 month old, and Fly a couple years before that when he was 6 months old, so they are most comfortable and happy when they're on this boat.
You're home! You're home!
I literally can't imagine sailing around the world without these guys. And and even though it's a pain in the ass and expensive sometimes clearing them in, I wouldn't have it any other way.
So good.
Good to be home, Fly.
The next morning, before we filled up starboard tank, we put in even more biocide to make sure that we were never going to have diesel bug ever again. Apparently you can't overdose the tank with this stuff, so we went to town on it.
We're going to shock the tank with a double dose of biocide. Remember that fuel's already gone over once through a 10 micron filter and Raycor system, and then back to this side, so it's been polished twice already. And now we're going to zap it with this, double dose, so we'll put half of this thing in. Then now we're going to fill the tank so that there's no chance of condensation, i.e. water, building up inside the tank.
So we took a few hundred litres of fuel, and this was filmed 4 weeks ago, so not long after the US and Israel bombed Iran, and fuel prices had already taken a turn for the worse. The winds were not looking too favourable for us to get up to Phuket, so I wanted to make sure I had plenty of fuel to get us there. We try to refrain from talking about politics on this channel. However, diesel prices is something that affects all of us at sea. And I'm not sure if you know this, but we already pay a premium for fuel at a marina compared to the fuel station, which makes me feel even better about the fact that I have sails and don't rely solely on engines. And with the solar and lithium setup that we've installed over the years, we don't even need a generator, so if we have wind, we burn no diesel. But especially in these areas, the wind is extremely inconsistent, so we'll be keeping a close eye on the fuel prices, and as soon as the port diesel tank is repaired, we'll be filling that one to the brim as well, just in case. How are the diesel prices being affected in your countries? Anyway, we had already cleared out the night before, which literally took 20 minutes, so without further ado, we were ready to head offshore to a whole new country.
Okay, we are officially leaving Malaysia. First stop is Koh Lipe. The Thai authorities give you a 2-week grace period to get up and clear into Thailand, just because so many people are going back and forth. So clearing in and out of these countries is so easy. The border's just right there. Anyone can cross at any time basically. So we're just going to take our time, do a few different anchorages to get up there. Take you guys along. There's some beautiful islands along the way. But yeah, that's it for Malaysia. I have to edit for a few hours now, and I get a little bit seasick when I look at the computer and it's a little bit bouncy like this. Britt's got a iron stomach. She doesn't get sick through anything. Very jealous of that. But if I smell diesel, I feel a bit queasy. Ironic, being a chief engineer on super yachts. And if I'm staring at my computer. And we haven't been at sea for 3 months now, so we'll see how the old stomach holds up. And I've just had a big coffee, and I find that coffee makes me feel a little bit queasy as well. So that wasn't very intelligent.
So there was a little bit of wind against tide action when I had filmed that, and the rest of the trip was calm enough for me to edit without throwing up. We were motor sailing at around 6 knots, using one engine at 1500 RPM, so not burning too much fuel. I think we would have only been doing about 2 knots without the motor on, which turns a 4-hour trip into a 12-hour trip, so I sacrificed a bit of our precious diesel. We burn around 4 litres an hour, so it definitely wasn't the end of the world. We then dropped our sail and headed towards our first anchorage since splashing Parlay, and what an incredible place to be arriving to. We found a spot to drop the anchor in 50 feet of water, and had spotted an issue with our big dinghy, so we put the little dinghy in the water to be able to take people to shore.
We're in Thailand.
Thailand, heading to Phuket. Fuck it.
Fuck it.
First stop on the big tour to Phuket is Koh Lipe. No cars here, only motorbike, like little sidecar tuk-tuk looking things apparently. And we've lost our buddy boat before we've even started. So we thought our friend Frederick was here, and he's not. And he's not picking up his phone. Now it's really, really nice to be out here. Just been sitting up here for the last few minutes, just soaking it all in. Anchored again, beautiful clear waters, white sandy beaches, got the dogs back.
Would the captain like a beer for his first day of vacation?
Well, I wouldn't say no to a beer.
But he has to work as well, Chose.
Oh yeah, I have to record
I need
voiceovers.
my episode. I haven't
I
even
said
started.
1 beer, I didn't say 10.
Yeah, I'll start slurring after
Slippery
one beer,
slope.
you know what I'm like. It's just nice and calm. I'm gonna record some voiceovers for you guys and give the episode to Britt to finish.
What day is it?
It's Friday. Patrons need to get the episode on a Saturday and then it goes live on a Sunday. So we're running behind schedule.
So interesting to be in a new country. We only just sailed maybe 4 hours, or I should say we only just motored 4 hours. And now we're here. New country. I'm excited.
Oh, they only got one.
The Parlay pimple? Or dimple?
You're gonna have to explain that one, Joe.
Colin has told me that when you open a can of beer, you have to put your thumbprint here. I guess so you don't drop it. Really don't see any difference, but I guess it fits there.
Yeah.
But I can turn it around and I probably won't drop it this way either. So
Aziza, is it nice to be back on the boat?
Oh, it's so good, dude. I miss the water so much. Like, you don't even realize until you're not on it. And then you get back on the water and you're like, oh, all my body can relax again. So it feels so good.
Christy, you stoked to be sailing with us?
Yeah, definitely. I love being in the water. So glad to be here, glad to see that green water.
So remember that outboard that we have to deliver to Phuket? Well, we just went to start our outboard and it's leaking oil out of the prop shaft seal. And I don't have a spare one. So fortunately, we just bolted his one on, the one that we're delivering, 25 horsepower, and it's running. And that engine spent about a month underwater, apparently. And then they went diving for it, found it miraculously, serviced it, and we've just got it running. Swapped everything over from 2-stroke to 4-stroke. And now we have the big dinghy in operation again, which is good because there's 6 crew. And a cripple. So, and 2 dogs. And it's 4-stroke, so it's actually a more economical engine. There's a lesson there. We were saying what goes around comes around. Karma, all that kind of stuff. And better late than never, our beautiful buddy boat turned up, owned by a fellow Kiwi, Frederick, just in time for us all to go explore this little gem of an island.
Ready, Rosie!
However, the walk up to the road had me wanting to vomit again. Dinghy's down there, we came down a floating pontoon. A massive set of staircases. It's not my fitness. It's not my fitness.
Do you wish you had the underarm crutches now?
Just gonna put these sticks into overdrive. Don't have my 4x4 sticks. Yay! My saviour! The chariot! Thankfully, the others had walked ahead and held me a tuk-tuk, so I gracefully hopped in.
Oh, I'm so sweaty.
Except, this road was extremely steep, and we were literally almost wheel standing getting up it, so we were all hanging on for dear life.
Holy shit.
I've spent a fair bit of time in Thailand working on super yachts, but it was the chosen one's first time, so you can imagine the culture shock as we blasted down 1-lane roads with oncoming traffic. You can have a lot of fun in Thailand, and I was excited to be back here after 12 years.
This is wild.
This is awesome.
The food here is incredible. Everything is super cheap, and I wasn't going to let a snapped Achilles stop me from getting amongst it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Subscribe if you're new here, and we'll see you same time next Sunday as we make our way towards Phuket.
Go to the beach.
Cheers, guys.
Oh, got it, Joe.